Hello everyone, this is Gautam Raghav from Informatica GCS. In today's session, we are going to go over how to manage widgets in CDGC and have a detailed look into Claire Activity Widget. The agenda of today's session includes understanding what widgets are and how to create them in dashboards. Types of widgets in CDGC. We are going to have a detailed look into the Claire Activity Widget and understand how to manage widgets in a particular dashboard. In the end, we are going to demo all the available types of widgets in CDGC and have a look into the Claire Activity Widget. You can add widgets in CDGC to a dashboard to view snippets of data that might be relevant for you in your data governance activities. They provide a quick access to important statistics and data in your organization that you may need to refer frequently. Widgets can be used to display results of your frequent searches, the number of assets that meet your specific filter criteria, status of jobs in data governance catalog, and pending tasks in your name, to cite a few. To create a widget, go to the dashboard, click the action menu and select a new widget, which will display the various types of widgets we can create in CDGC. Now let's go over all the types of widgets that are available in CDGC one by one. The first widget that we're going to have a look into today is going to be the data quality widget. The data quality widget can be used to view the latest data quality rule run score. In CDGC, data quality of a particular data element can be measured or rules can be generated using data quality rule occurrences. You could use the data quality widget to display the scores and results of the data quality runs according to the threshold and the target values that you have specified. Below are the properties that need to be configured while creating the data quality widget. We would be looking into the details of each of these properties while demoing the creation of each of these widgets. Now, to search for a data quality rule run, there are various search queries that you can provide so that the widget returns the most appropriate information for you. So here is the list of some of the examples of the data quality rule occurrences search queries that you can run or add in the widget. The next widget that we would be looking into today is going to be the job monitoring widget. So the job monitoring widget can be used to display running or completed jobs in data governance catalog. Below again are the list of properties that needs to be configured while creating the job monitoring widget. The next widget in our list is going to be the notice board widget. Now, this is a simple text type widget whose purpose is to store notes, reminders, or references that needs to be displayed to the users of the dashboard in particular. The following properties need to be configured while creating the notice board widget. The next widget that we would be looking into today is going to be the search-based widget. So this widget can be used to display the results of a custom search query in CDGC. In CDGC, if you would like to search for assets using the search bar, you will be providing search queries over there to return particular values of interest. The same search queries can be used in the search-based widget to bring in a subset of the data in Cloud Data Governance Catalog, which are relevant, and you can display its values in the widget. You can specify the fields of that search result which are relevant and would only be needed for the widget instead of displaying all the search information, which is typically done through the search bar in CDGC. Below are the properties that needs to be configured for creating the search based widget. The next type of widget that we are going to take a look into is going to be the tickets widget. Now in CDGC, when you create a workflow for business assets, tickets would be created for creation of an asset or modification of the asset. The ticket has various statuses like resolved, pending, and these are assigned to the stakeholders of the business assets. You could create a widget in CDGC based on this ticket type, where the ticket can be displayed based on the status, the user who created them, or the issue severity. Below are the properties that needs to be configured when creating the ticket widget. Last but not the least, so we are going to look at the Claire Activity Widget. So the Claire Activity Widget can be used to view the association of glossary assets and classification assets that are accepted, declined, and pending in status. The widget displays the total recommendations and the results according to the recommendation type and the recommendation status. Below are the properties that needs to be configured while creating the Claire Activity Widget. Now, there are different components that are displayed in a Claire Activity Widget. They are About. The About section displays the created and updated dates of the Claire Dashboard widget. The Cumulative Summary displays the overall summary of the assets and terms with recommendations. Recommended Status shows the actual status of the associated pending recommendations. So it would be pending if the associated assets are pending, accepted, and declined are the other statuses. Top catalog sources with pending recommendations displays the top 5 catalog sources associated with the pending generated classifications and glossary terms, which you could accept or decline by clicking on the sources. Assets with recommendations field displays the name, asset type, recommendation type, and recommendation for the associated recommended assets. The recommended terms displays the similar information for the terms, glossary terms. You can use recommendations that data governance and catalog has provided and act on pending items. If there is an asset on which you must act, click on that and open it in a new page. Now, when it comes to managing widgets, you can clone, edit, and delete widgets in a dashboard by selecting the actions icon on the individual and particular widget. You can expand the widget and expand the About section to understand who created the widget and when the widget was last modified. In widgets which have a search query and which return search results, you could use filters on top of the results to obtain details at a granular level. And when you're currently working on a widget, making modifications for the same, and once you're done, you can select a drop-down next to the widget name to switch to another widget that you would like to modify or edit. In the dashboard page, you can rearrange the order in which the widgets are displayed by clicking the action menu in the dashboard page and selecting the reorder widgets option. Let's have a quick demo to see how to create and manage all those mentioned widgets in this session. Here we have a sample empty dashboard to add the widgets and see how each individual widgets behave. Now let's create a new widget for each of the type that was discussed in the session and display them in the dashboard. You can add a new widget either by clicking on this button here, or you can drop down and create a new widget. So let's first create a data quality widget. Provide a title for the widget. Now, so here we are going to enter the search criteria for the data quality rule that we need to pull in. So this basically gets all the data quality run scores based on the search criteria that you provide here. Now, I am going to filter this data quality rules or scores by my particular user ID. So this particular query displays all the data quality rule occurrences created by my particular ID. Once you click show preview, it's going to display all the pulled in information for the status as well. So you can have the chart as donut chart, or have it as a bar chart, or even a score chart. So I'm going to add this as a bar chart for now, and I'm going to go ahead and create the widget. Now the widget is created in the dashboard, and you could hover over the information to see each values in the bar chart. Let's go ahead and create the next widget. It's going to be a job monitoring widget. Let's give a title for the widget, description. Now in currently CDGC, the only jobs that are available in the data governance and catalog app are the import jobs. Hence, the fields here are grayed out. In the future, once more jobs are available, you would be having the option to select which job you would like to display in the widget. I'm going to put it as a list here, and I'm going to create the job list. Now, once this widget is created, I would be able to see the job type, the job name. I can edit it to show more rows or less rows as well. And when I click on each individual job, it would take me to the particular job in CDGC. Let's go ahead and create the next widget. This widget is the notice board widget. I'm going to give it a name here. It takes in comments as the content. I can say create this. It's going to create a widget here. This widget can be used to display any references or notes to a particular dashboard when it's assigned to a user group. The next widget here is going to be the search based widget. Let me give a name here again. Here we are going to enter the search criteria. So let's say for a demo purpose, I would like to see all the glossaries that are created by my user ID. So using this particular search query, I can get all the business glossaries that are created by my particular ID. When I select the asset types drop down here, it's going to list all the available options. You could select a few of the asset types or all of the asset types as per your requirements. So here, I'm just going to select the domain and the subdomain, and I choose to display it in a bar chart. I can group by the life cycle of the assets as well. So since all the assets were published, it's going to be grouped as published assets here. You can edit it and remove the group by as well here and give a preview. It's going to show the individual asset type. Let's keep it at this way, create the asset here. The next widget we are going to look at is going to be the tickets widget. So again, let's go ahead and create the name for this. Here, I'm going to first put the search criteria as all so that it actually lists all the all information. And now, since this is based on a ticket, I can select which element or attribute or the asset type I want to list the ticket information on. I'm going to go ahead and select the business term here. Again, I'm going to choose the list option and I can filter out the fields that I want to show. So here, for instance, I'm showing the ticket title, status, and asset name. So let's say I would like to see the severity of the ticket as well. I'm going to select that in and create this. Then create a show preview as well. And now if I create it, I should see that all the fields that I have selected in the display columns and I could the severity. So this would help us in identifying which tickets are high severe. You could use the option here to find a ticket by a particular type, ticket name as well. Now let's close this widget. Now let's create the final widget option here, which is the Claire Activity Widget. I can provide the name for the Claire Activity Widget. Now I can choose which recommendation type that I want to include in the widget. For the demo purpose, I'm choosing all three of the options here. I'm going to create the widget. Once the widget is created, click on the widget to see much more details. Expand the About section to see if you are provided description for the widget, it will be displayed here. It would display the created by and updated by information as well. In the cumulative summary section, it is going to display the overall summary of the assets and terms with recommendations, which is the 800 here in our organization. This can be switched to terms as well and the assets. So these are the two views that are available in the cumulative summary section. I'm keeping it in terms. The recommendation status. So it displays the accepted, declined, or pending recommendation status of the associated assets. So this is as a percentage and this as a count. So here you can only view declined and pending status of generated classifications. So the next component of this widget is the top catalog source with pending recommendations. So this would display all the top 5 catalog sources associated with the pending generated classifications and glossary terms available within the organization. So in our organization, this is the only catalog source with the pending recommendations and hence it's displayed here. Similarly goes for assets with recommendation and terms with recommended. So if there are recommended terms and recommended assets, it displays the name, asset type, recommendation and recommendation type, and also the status of the recommendations. Now once these widgets are available here, if you would like to reorder the widgets based on their importance or your preference, you can click on the dashboard options and click on reorder widgets. Here you would be able to change the order in which the widgets are placed on the dashboard. For instance, let's say I would like the NB widget to be present at the last. I'll click on the item to the last button, and let's say Claire Activity, I will move it to the first, and I want to reorder job and search based widget, I can just click on the bottom. Now once I save it, it's going to reorder the arrangement of the widgets in the dashboard. To summarize the activities performed on this session, we understood what widgets are and how to create them in dashboards. We went through the different types of widgets that are available in CDGC. We looked into detail the Claire Activity Widget properties. We understood how to manage a widget in a dashboard. And finally, we went through a demo showcasing all the available widget types. Thank you for taking your time to view the session. We would love to hear more from you. Please leave your feedback at supportvideos@informatica.com or drop us a tweet at twitter.com/infasupport. Thank you.